Creating original, best-selling designs on Etsy can be really hard to do, especially as a beginner. But in today's video, I'm about to make that a whole lot easier for you. So in today's video, we're gonna cover the secret sauce to creating best-selling text designs. We're gonna go over how you can find those in a way you've never heard of before. And we're also gonna go into how to create designs using this text that actually sells. The secret to creating a best-selling design that hasn't been done before is knowing the inside jokes of a niche. For example, I was talking with someone and they were telling me they made 30 sales in their first month, and I went to take a look at their store and I had no clue what any of the t-shirts meant. And that's because every single t-shirt was an inside joke to a career I hadn't even heard of before. But for the people that were in this career and understood it, it was hilarious. If you're like me and you test multiple different niches in your store, how are you going to know the inside jokes that make a funny t-shirt in all of them? Well, honestly, you can't. So we're gonna use a tool that I guarantee you've heard of and used before, but not for this reason. And that, my friends, is Pinterest. And unlike when I'm doing Etsy research or I'm researching other people selling the same product, on Pinterest, I do not want to look at any humor or designs that have already been put on t-shirts and sweatshirts. I'm looking to create something completely original. So say I want to make a doctor shirt, but I don't know any doctor lingo, I don't know any doctor inside jokes, or maybe if I even am a doctor, I'm not that creative with coming up with jokes. What I'm gonna do on Pinterest is I'm gonna go through different keywords like maybe doctor humor, and I start looking for things that might also be funny and might sell on a t-shirt or sweatshirt or print-on-demand product. Maybe something like this, I've got your back, with a picture of a spine. Maybe something like this could be funny as well for a cardiologist shirt. This one I'm sure everyone understands as well, but would be extra funny for people in the medical field. Here's one example of a joke that I do not get. I don't understand. I don't understand anything in the medical field, but I'm sure to people who are, this is hilarious. And another one that, without being in the niche yourself or using this tactic, a lot of people aren't gonna understand it. And you can just get in a rabbit hole of finding related keywords, because on Pinterest, if maybe doctor humor wasn't giving you the exact results that you wanted, you can go into things like related keywords here: med student humor, healthcare humor, medical jokes, future doctor, funny medical humor, and going through all of these. And often when you click on one that you like, if you continue scrolling down, you're gonna find other related. Again, what I mean when you start going down a rabbit hole of just finding hilarious sayings that will probably make people laugh and do really well on a print-on-demand product. Some other keywords that give really good results are your niche plus memes, your niche plus puns. Depends on the niche, but just playing around with the different wording, you're gonna get tons of different results. And another thing I love about this is a lot of the time when I start going through them, I'm just getting brand new ideas. Seeing a bunch of humor or the humor that does well for a certain niche, I can start even coming up with my own ideas. Granted, I have to at least be in the niche for that. So I do recommend starting with niches that you do know, but then adding the Pinterest layer on top to help out and breaking into new niches with this Pinterest tactic. But now you may be asking, okay, I've got the words, but how do I actually create designs that sell? Well, that's the best part of creating funny text-based designs, is the text is what is going to sell this shirt. In fact, over-designing is going to take away from the saying, making it harder to read. So when it comes to humor, a lot of times what does best is straight text-based designs with maybe one icon if it enhances the design. But ones like this do so well. Like this one, wait, I see a rock. For geologists. This one has over 1,200 sales and monthly is selling 355 times. I can see this using my Everbee stats. This is a new addition to Everbee where now you can now see the on-page stats, which is just super helpful at first glance. We have this one here, which is 1,200 sales. I can't tell you what it means. I have no clue. I bet unless you are in the medical field, you have zero clue what this means, what the joke is. But again, for people actually in the niche, it is probably hilarious. We have this one here, a lawyer mom shirt. I don't need a good lawyer, I raised one. Very simple to create, very hard to be creative and be the first to come up with this text and put it on a t-shirt. We have this one here, and in fact, there are so many stores out there that are just text-based designs. In fact, one of the most popular ones, Ikerson Ltd, if you take a look at their store, it is all text-based designs. They have maybe 3 or 4 different templates, including this one here using this color combination, but they just do text-based designs using, again, a few different templates. So they're not constantly coming up with brand new designs, but they're always just plugging in new funny sayings that might resonate with people in a certain niche. In fact, look up funny blank t-shirt, and I'd say majority of the bestsellers are often very simple text-based designs, but again, with humor that maybe has not been done before yet on t-shirts. And if you can be the first one to introduce that to Etsy or wherever you are selling, you are going to have a leg up. And I wanted to share quickly some of my favorite fonts for designs like these. This one I've used a bunch, True Typewriter. This is on Canva and Kindle. If you can't find it on Kindle, there's a bunch of other ones labeled under typewriter, which are very similar. This one's True Typewriter. You can find it on Canva. We have this one here as a very basic font, but it's very bold and easy to read, which is Anton, also available on Kindle and Canva. We have this one called Hey Gotcha. And then we have a few that you can get from Creative Fabrica, including this one here called Happy Hippie. If you're making, say, a more men's focused, dad's focused design, I've seen a lot of fonts under the distressed bold look. You can find these on Creative Fabrica by looking up grunge and searching through some of these and downloading them to your design app. When deciding on a font to use, I highly recommend doing your studying. Go into Etsy, look up your niche, look at which fonts are doing really well for which niche you're planning to sell in, because it can very much differ between niches, and one might resonate with one niche and not the other. And again, Creative Fabrica is an awesome resource to get some of these different types of fonts, and a lot of the ones you're going to find on Etsy are from Creative Fabrica. And if you use the link in my description below, you can get 10 free downloads, and that includes some fonts that you can use in your designs. So if you've been worried about how you're going to create really good designs, here's an easy way to do it and still get bestsellers without having to be a designer. I have so many text-based designs that are very simple. They might just be a sentence across the top. They might be along the side, and they do well, and they do work. So I recommend you give this a try. And thank you guys. I hope this helped. If it did, if you could leave me a like and subscribe. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.